Okay, we got all the cell sonic here. Okay, see? All right, we got me and you. All right. Okay, right? You want to come in a little more? There, how's that? How's that? How's that? Okay, all right. And here we go. How's it going? Live ended, why? Okay. I might have been kicked off already. What's going on? Hey, one second. That's hit Instagram. Bam. I don't know why it's losing it. Hey everybody, how you doing? All right, and make sure that you're still here. Okay. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do is don't go anywhere. This isn't going to take long. I want to talk about the cell sonic because, believe it or not, I was already booked. So I'm going to explain what I do. Okay. So we're trying to create satellite clinics all over the world that actually have like cell sonic and cardio med bed. Let me explain briefly. If you want to know about this stuff, you would go to powerpack.health. Or go to my website, docofdetox.com, and click on Power Pack. Now, we all talk about energy medicine, okay? I want to ask you a question. If you had perfect health, let me take that back. If you had perfect circulation, what would you have?
Perfect health.
Perfect health. Okay, so there's what's called a cardio med bed. I want to tell you a story. So these cardio med beds sell for $150,000 to $250,000. I made a deal with a company that makes these. These cardio med beds are sitting in hospitals all over North America, okay, and mainly in North America. They are in other countries, but mainly in North America. And there are probably thousands of them. And they're mainly in medical clinics and hospitals. And guess what? They're collecting dust. The one that I have, the cardio med bed that I had when I was in Mexico, it came out of a hospital where the doctors, and I'm not going to mention a hospital because I don't want to be poking at anybody, where the doctors actually went on strike because they said, if you don't get rid of this cardio med bed, we are not going to do surgery. Because the reality is, you can come to us with a 92% blockage in your heart and go on a cardio med bed for 35 hours, and it will totally rebuild a whole new set of arteries. Okay, so understand, you could have like neuropathy, you could have digestive disorders, you could have breathing problems, you could have joint problems. But remember, if you have perfect health, probably got perfect circulation and pretty close to it. And understand something, go look at the cardio med bed and watch the video that I've done. And the reality is you put these cuffs on your lower leg, your upper leg, and around your pelvis. And the reality is in between your heartbeat, it contracts and then relaxes when your heartbeat comes. 60% of your blood is forced up into your upper body. What would that do for somebody that has a problem with their ovaries, their prostate, their uterus, their bladder? What would that do for somebody who's supposed to go to hip surgery? What would that do for somebody who has knee problems, low back problems? What would that do for somebody who has constipation problems? What would that do for somebody who has assimilation or digestive disorders or breathing problems? What would that do for somebody with Alzheimer's, which is actually, does everybody know that Alzheimer's and dementia are type 3 diabetes? That's all it is. There's your secret. It's type 3 diabetes. They're not going to tell you that. You sugar, flour, junkie, you. Okay? So, and also dairy. All of this adds up to that. We're going to go through a lot today. We're not, and so anyways, we use the cardio med bed, and we also use the cell sonic, and also I'm going to show you today that we do have the most powerful body work. Did anybody watch the video that I did in Sydney, where I actually worked on the gentleman? And did you know he was going to surgery to get rid of that tumor? Did you know that we totally got rid of the tumor in 15 minutes? Off his neck? Okay, any woman here's got a fibroid in her pelvis, in her breast, I'll work on it today, and I'll show you that I will bring it down by at least 30%. And the reality is, though, is that every tumor, every fibroid is made out of scar tissue, displaced calcium. And I'm going to explain the whole routine after we answer these 3 questions for these ladies, go through the cell sonic. I'm going to go through the whole thing from the invisible to the physical and tell you why it's bullshit. There are no diseases. There are no autoimmune diseases. There are no chronic diseases. There are just symptoms of your body saying, why can't you love me? Your body's signaling you, and because you go to dysfunctional practitioners who do not know that the body's saying, love me, you actually turn your messages that become symptoms into diseases, and then you die. Isn't that beautiful? And you know what? And none of it's true. There are no diseases. I'd like you to challenge me. There are no diseases. Yeah, but guess what, Dr. Wolf? I went and they said that I have a chromosome problem, and I'm 1 out of 30 million people. I call BS. I call BS, and I'll prove it to you later. The whole system was based on symptoms. And then when you get this symptom, this symptom, this symptom, they label it this disease. And then when you get this symptom, this symptom, this symptom, they label this disease. Oh, and yes, there is environmental changes in the tissue. But remember, you've got issues in your tissues, and you can change that as well. I call BS to the whole thing. Okay? Now, this is called a cell sonic. Do you want to grab the head? So I'll just, I'm not pushing her out, but so that they can see it. And so this here is called a cell sonic. Now, did anybody ever hear the med bed that was supposed to come out? Yeah. Well, even if it is true, you're not going to get to use it. The military is going to control it, and you're going to pay tons of money, and they're not going to accomplish what we can accomplish with you. And welcome. Do you ever notice you always have the elusive carrot? Okay. Who's coming to save you? Okay, all right. And the next latest, greatest medical breakthrough is going to do what? Nothing. And how many more medical breakthroughs can we take because we're breaking down? Okay, now you can think that I'm against the medical system. I'm not. Thank God for them. Because the ones in this room that decide not to love yourself and look at everything as a vibration, guess what? You need drugs. Because you're going to need drugs to just try to bring the suffering and the pain down until you can get the hell out of here. I'm not kidding. I get it. I'm on 5 drugs. I get it. You refuse to love yourself. You refuse to get rid of low vibrational frequency people, food, drink, and things you do. And you decided that you are going to love your way of life more than ever loving yourself. I'll still honor you for that. Do you understand? So when you think that your excitement and you learning something, oh my God, I can't wait to get home today so that I can save all my family. Are you like psycho? You know what the one rule when people come ask Andrea, she's already been to our courses. We have another course that's going to be starting here in I don't know when. When's it starting? I know when I ask for a time, I don't know. People say, you got to be there tomorrow. Just get there. Time does not matter to me. I don't know time. I don't know date. If it wasn't for Lori, I wouldn't show up. I'd be late. And I'm always adding things to it. Like right now, I'm supposed to be doing a cell sonic training for a whole bunch of practitioners. We sell cell sonic. Oh, remember the cardio med bed I just talked about? That's $150,000 to $250,000. Well, I made a deal with the company. So I get them for $35,000. And they're like brand new. Well, because they're just going to fall off the cliff. And guess what? And then guess what we do? We give you a full New World Practitioner training worth $9,000 for free. So tell me I'm not on a mission. And then if people buy a Cellsonic from us, you can buy a Cellsonic from anybody else in the world, and they'll charge the same price as us, but we'll give you a New World Practitioner course for free. Because I need you to have everything. I want you to know how to be a whole life coach, emotionally, nutritionally, physically. So that's a 9-day course. There's 1 day off in the middle. And then there's a 1 day off, and then you come back for the Wolf non-surgical, which is 12 days. And understand, I don't care how long you've been a body worker, but guess what? I'll take anybody in this room, and there'll be 12 days with me, and they will come up against any practitioner that's taken any other body work course, and guess what? You will be able to give the people you can't fix to the person I just taught for 12 days, and they'll fix them. Understand something. Any place that has been government approved, massage therapy, even chiropractic, you keep on pushing the bones back into place, but what about the scar tissue? We'll be talking about that. And that's why it keeps popping out. You got to know something. People that come to us, they don't come to us forever. They come to us for anywhere for 6 weeks to 3 months. They don't need us anymore. Is that true? They do not need us. The whole thing's a setup. Even in natural health, people go, you know what, I do a bowel cleanse every 3 to 6 months when I feel really shitty. Okay, and then I go, well, why do you want to wait until you feel like that? Why wouldn't you create the perfect day and repeat it every day and never feel like that again? Why would anybody want to go, and then I cleanse my liver, my kidneys, my blah, 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 blah. Nobody has to do a cleanse when they go through our protocol and learn the perfect day. You learn the perfect day, a perfect way to live. You do it every day, and you don't have to cleanse anything. You don't have a disease because you don't have any symptoms. You don't have any worms in you because you didn't become a manure pile. Are you with me so far? So anyways, the cardio med bed, like I said, we sell it for $35,000, and you get a full training, a $9,000 training with us. Yeah, and then see how busy you're going to be. On a cardio med bed, 1 hour, okay, will extend life by 3 hours. Like an extra 3 hours onto your life every hour you do it. It's all about circulation. How many people know or realize that you don't have stiffness, you don't have pain, you don't have inflammation, and you don't have swelling if you don't have any physical blocks? And those physical blocks are calcium, scar tissue, and crystallization, and we can reverse it all. So now, does anybody know why the Canadian government spent $250,000 on a show to try to say that I murdered 3 people and I'm out to take everybody's money? Yeah. So the reality is this, they just got me going more. That was a badge of honor. Thank you very much. So understand something. If you have perfect circulation, you have perfect health. Now we're going to talk about frequency. Everybody knows about energy medicine equipment. You've heard of Rife. Just know that Rife is great, but it also is an 80-year-old technology. And you have to dial in different frequencies. How would you like to use one device that has the highest frequencies in it and all of them all combined? You don't have to dial into nothing. How would you like to use a device that is 25,000 volts put into a love harmonic field that will actually go in wherever there is calcium in the body that has been displaced? If you've got osteoporosis, all the calcium you've been pulling out of your body, I'll tell you why later, is still in your body. How would you like it to be returned back to the bones where it came from? How would you like to not have those frozen joints or those calcium stones in your kidneys, in your gallstone, or in your breast, or anywhere else in your body, or even in your brain? None of this has to happen. There'll never be any answers when it comes to cancers, because the C in cancer stands for corruption, contamination, and conflict. And if you were to take away the C, you'd be left with A-N-S-E-R. What does that spell? Answer. Thank you very much. So if you're willing to dig, you'll find the answer. So now what we do is we use non-surgical. We use the Perfect Day diet. We don't do a coffee enema. We do the ultimate coffee enema. We teach women how to do vaginal infusions. How would every woman here like to have the vagina, the ovaries, the uterus, the bladder of an 18-year-old for the rest of your life? How would you like to have no pain, no smell, okay, no inflammation, no puffiness, no chance of ever having stage 4 inflammation down there? How would you like to enjoy lovemaking? How would you like it to be toned? How would you like it to be strong again? That's what we can teach you. So, and talking about that, so we'll be doing the course in Coffs Harbour. We have 3 spots left. And in the Whole Life Coach, and then we have 3 in the non-surgical, and then we have about 5 spots left in the Woman's Pelvic course. It's only 3 days. Get ready to have your mind blown. Okay? If you were to take that. Anyway, so let me keep going. So we'll use the Cellsonic, and the Cellsonic, believe it or not, will actually take people who have had their nervous system cut, like their spine. It's actually brought it back together. We have people that have had their spine cut that are now walking. We have people that have had stage 4 inflammation, and usually in one treatment it'll shut it down. You can get an x-ray, or you could do thermography to prove that I'm not lying, but it will come back. Why? Because you didn't change your personality. Remember something, you have what you have because of who you are. If you're willing to change who you are, you'll have something different. That's it. So the Cellsonic, we're going to show it here, and I want to show how to use it. Can somebody hold the mic? You have to hold it close enough to me. Okay, so, all right, I'll do both. All right, so this is what we call a pulse head, all right? And in this pulse head, we have fluid. That's the only way that we can take 25,000 volts and bring it up through the fluid, and when it goes into your body, it's still coming in as 25,000 volts, but as a field. So that's why it'll shut down. That's why it'll take bone that can't grow back together. That's why it will activate tissue. And remember, frequency turns cancer on, turns cancer off. If I'm putting in the highest frequency in your body, I'm changing things. I'm altering them in an instant. The noise you're going to hear is the pulse. Oh, and how many people know that sound is faster than the speed of light? Sound is faster than the speed of light. Okay? All right? And we'll be talking about that later this afternoon and why that's important. Okay? So, let's take can I get some gel and put it on my neck? I'll take this off. Anybody that wants to have Cellsonic, Andrea will do a better price here. And I'm going to work on people. And I don't want to work on anybody unless they want Cellsonic. Now, if you don't get the Cellsonic, I have to work harder. But if you get the Cellsonic, any of the calcium will be fractured and it'll fall apart like crackers. I can go in and work on you and you're going to go, oh, that's really painful. Then we do the Cellsonic, just a couple hundred pulses. And guess what? It activates the tissue and brings it back to life. Because you do know scar tissue is like beef jerky. Have you ever eaten beef jerky? Well, guess what? That's what that beautiful lady's knees are, beef jerky now. And guess what? Do you know what's in when you have Alzheimer's, your brain is going into beef jerky. You do know when you have sinusitis, the inflammation is going to turn into beef jerky. I'm going to explain that later. But everywhere in your body where you have to get things cut out, it's just beautiful tissue that is dehydrated through inflammation. Inflamed dehydrates it, and it's the same tissue. And guess what? We can take beef jerky where they say you're bone on bone, and we can guarantee a money back. You're not going to surgery. Now, are we doing it because we're hard up for money? I don't think so. We're doing it because guess what? It's the truth. The human body's amazing. Did I tell you were a light energy, electrical magnetic frequency? That's what you are. So now we're going to go in and just like the car that won't start, we're going to give you a booster. And we're going to boost you. We're going to fracture the calcium so that we ionize it so it goes back in the bones. We're going to melt the crystallization. And we're going to activate the beef jerky back into beautiful connective tissue. That's how dangerous this machine is. Okay? All right. Are we ready? Okay, I'm just going to take this off. Because I'm going to do the side of my neck so you can see it, and I'll explain it.
Can we come a little bit closer?
10. Yeah, you can come as close as you want. I love closeness. Where's that? Here you go. Yeah. All right. And the gel? I'll just do the side of my neck. So before you ever use the unit, you have to shake the pulse head, okay? Because you got to activate everything in it. You got to shake it really well. And you're better off to not shake it up and down. Can I show you? Yeah. You want to go like this, okay? And yeah, we always want to hold the cord and then give it some really vigorous shaking like this.
What does that do?
What does what do?
Shaking it like that.
There's a special fluid in here, and we want to make sure that it's all been stirred up properly and ready to take on 25,000 volts. Okay?
There's a screw in there.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you go ahead. You pick up the mic and you can tell them. Go ahead.
All right, you got gel on yours?
Yeah, you already put it on there.
You got enough?
I'm good. That's enough.
Just doing 50 pulses at level 10.
Speaking to the mind.
Oh, no. Do 150
110?
pulses. Yeah. Once you have it, you just don't get enough. And also, this is hers, so I know that I can get it for free right now. Well, we have a deal. I'll use her, and she can use me. Okay? So anyways, let me explain. This is the easiest unit to ever use. So you can go...
Very easy.
Okay, why don't you tell them about setting the energy level?
Well, all you do, you've got an energy setting, which goes from 0 to 10, and then you've got how many pulses that you'd like to do. So
now, let me say this. When you're on 10, you're going in to crack the coconut.
Yeah.
So I would want to do 10 and have you, let's say if you said to me, I've got tinnitus. So if we were to do 100 pulses and 100 here, 200 pulses around your ear, and I went in on that, I could work on the TMJ, which is the FU point. You know what that stands for, right? And that's where we hold our anger. I would go in there and then I'd work here and I could let people see it. People with tinnitus have a big lump of calcium back here. And when you have tinnitus, there's a little nerve that goes from your inner ear to your brain that's on fire. Okay? And I'll tell you something. Please don't take this wrong, but we have people that have hearing aids and they can't even hear anymore, hardly at all. And we'll do one treatment with the cell sonic and the non-surgical, and they have perfect hearing back. So I was working on a lady, and I was working on her here, and I didn't even have a cell sonic, and we worked on her, right? And she had a hearing problem. And guess what? This is the God's truth. I wish we would have got a testimonial in Sydney. So she was there. You'll see I worked on her. And I went in. We didn't have a cell sonic, and I went in and I did the work, okay? And she gets up and she goes, I can't even hear out of this ear anymore. And I'm going, just relax. I said, guess what? I stirred it up. I loosened up the scar tissue and I broke up the calcium. I said, just relax and calm down. Can you guys just calm down? Seriously, can you just breathe and connect to your breath? No, they want you to lose your crap. She comes up to me, doesn't say a word, and she puts her arms around me. She just about broke my back. And she goes, oh my God, I've got perfect hearing. My friend was talking and I went, oh my God, I can hear her clear. I haven't been able to hear anybody. I lost the hearing in here almost. And I go, yeah, that's why I told you, just relax. Just give it a minute to calm down. We loosened up the scar tissue. We broke up the calcium. And guess what? Now you've got circulation. Now you're going with the flow. What did I tell you? You're not going to lose your hearing or have tinnitus unless you've got a blockage. It's got to be crystallization, calcification, scar tissue formation, whether it's in your ear or in your rear. And let me tell you something. They want you to think that it's really difficult. Health, it's very difficult. We have all the greatest minds in the world and we just can't figure it out. So, when we go on 4, if I want the energy to stay with someone. So so let's say I just worked on someone. And I released, and there's a lot of inflammation and a lot going on in there, and I broke up a lot. I would go back in with number 4, okay, or 6, no higher. And because when you go in with the lower level, this will stay for 2 or 3 days, the energy in there, and just the healing. So the best way to always do it is to go in at 10, if they can handle it, at the before, to bring life back into the tissues, wake up, okay, and break up the calcification, warm up the crystallization, and then guess what? Go in and loosen it all up, and then right at the end, go in with the number 4 to 6, so they go home and all that stabilization and energy is in there for 2 days and working with them. But listen to me. When you come to us and we work on any area of your body, we have things that you go home and do. And guess what? How many people know about essential oils? That's right. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't. Because guess what? You'll put like a couple drops on, and that's it for the day. When you go and from us after you have a problem, if you've got a tumor, you've got a fibroid, you got a sinus problem, you got an elbow problem, you got arthritis, I don't care what you got. You're putting it on every 15 to 20 minutes. Okay? And you're just going to do a few drops. Because why? Because why do you go and take Mother Nature and you treat her like a drug? You take a pill, one pill, it could knock you out for a day. When you use Mother Nature, you layer her on continually. Because guess what? Every time you put the essential oils on, every 20 minutes to a half an hour, I love you. Not, there you go. That's it. There's your love, baby. So let me tell you something. The more you want to stroke, poke, and play, okay, you're closer to the perfect day. The sooner that you understand that you were gifted a body. So I'd like you to go and treat your children. Well, you probably do treat your children like you treat yourself, which is not good. It's not good at all. If I was the king of everything until you had unconditional love and you came in and the unconditional love meter would hold long enough and strong enough, I would not allow anybody to have any children. Because once you love yourself, you will be the gift, not the curse. And understand that. And you need to get that. And it's not your fault that your kids are messed up. They messed you up, and for generations we've been messed up. And I'm going to stop it as much as I can. I'm going to get the word out there as much as I can. We just developed a personal treatment, pain-free personal treatment and training. And every woman and man that has gone through our program, they have delivered in no longer than 40 minutes. Understand, it takes hours and hours to deliver because of the scar tissue, the calcification, crystallization in women. They're as tight as a clam, and all the fear and the inflammation. Look at the women that are giving birth. You know, they only have a nose. They're so puffy with inflammation. Look at, women are rotting out. Their pelvic floor is rotting out. That's why they're losing babies. Why do you think you have all this trouble? It's got nothing to do with what you eat or think. Oh, God, no. Okay? Seriously. Let me tell you something. Medical doctors are human beings, but they have bad beliefs. So anyways, if you're going to do the cell sonic on anyone, we use about 50 pulses per square inch. But I'm going to have to use more for that square inch if I see that there's a 1/4 inch of calcification. I'm going to do 150 pulses on it. Okay? All right? And then there's going to be people that, this person, I'm sensitive. Well, we know we have to have it down to 4. Because as soon as I do something, and guess what? When I work on people today, you're not allowed to come up here, okay? And if you're the type of person who's been running away from pain, and you're not going to come up here, breathe and groan while I go in, I hope you know, go back and watch that guy. He had a tumor that big on his neck. Are you with me? Okay. I got rid of it in 15 minutes, but I only worked on it for 5 because I was talking in between and taking breaks. I mean, I can't lie. It's on video. Why do you think I do things on video? So people can't come after me. Did I promise a cure today? No. Did I tell you were the cure? Yeah, if you can throw me in jail because I told you were the cure, then guess what? Go and try. Because you are the cure you've been searching for. From the moment you rise until you close your eyes, you have to unconditionally love yourself, connect to your breath, and not buy into the trauma drama that all your family have been programmed for. So anyways, we're going to shake this vigorously before we start. Well, it's only going to hit her. Okay, so I'm going to shake it vigorously. That wasn't a booger. That was not a booger. Okay, all right. And then I'm going to bring it up here. And then I like it at 10. And I'm going right underneath. And I can feel this chemical. And I'm going right underneath my lymph.
This is 240 volt, right?
Yeah. Now I can, is there anybody here that cannot move their neck or shoulder check? Well, that woman there, I could work on her and I will make her neck 1.5 inches longer on the side I work on. Can you turn that off? Now, so when you're doing this, I'm going to move it this time and I'm going to explain to you what I hear. You're going to hear this high pitch hit when you hit calcium. When it's lower, it's being absorbed by the tissue. When it's scar tissue, it'll be a higher pitch, but when it's displaced calcium, it'll be a cracking. So we want to stay there. And you see how I was moving it underneath and getting around? Okay? And we'll explain about the whole vagus nerve and why you can't relax, okay, today. And I'm going to teach you how to get into a parasympathetic state. So no matter where you work on in the body, so see, we had it on 10. And this is it. There's nothing else to this, is there? The most powerful unit in the world, a 6-year-old could run. You need to get that. So people go, "What, Dr. Wolf, what type of training do I need to become a whole life coach, emotional coach, nutritional coach?" None. Passion and purpose. I would rather you weren't a medical professional because you're just going to cause trouble, but we'll put up with you. And you can come in with your dysfunctional beliefs, and I will love you anyway. I'm not kidding. I say it like it is. They try to they try to make sure we take left-hand turns, right-hand turns, and it's not them, it's their mind. Let me tell you something. Do you want to be brainwashed, or would you like to be the brainwasher? So brainwash yourself into loving yourself, because nobody else is going to do it for you. Okay, let me explain this. Wait, no. Okay, listen. Right there, calcification. Hear it? Hear how it changed? That's scar tissue.
Can you do it again?
Listen. Hear it? The thud.
Yeah.
That's where we get the calcium, right in here. And I'm right in here. Why? Because the vagus nerve comes out here, and every time that you stress out, you're locking this up and putting calcium in here for the inflammation. And then listen to this. Hear the thud? That's because it's displaced calcium there. Hear the difference? There, hear that? Right there, I've got a bit of calcium. I got a calcium and a scar tissue knot here from doing thousands of hours of non-surgical and nobody working on me. Remember something. I was 27 years old when I went to Jamaica. And I went to Jamaica for 3 months. And I wrote the non-surgical. Okay? There was 2 Jamaican girls. They were twins. And we would go to the beach every day. And believe it or not, when I wrote this, there was no electric typewriters. There was manual. So she was manually typing every day. I still have the same booklet. It's like this. The new booklet is University Standard. And it's got everything in it. Understand, whether you're a body worker will bring your game up. Whether you're, and as far as people that come to me and they go, "You know what, I'm an emotional coach," and I just go, "God help the world." Okay, so a Celsonic will get about 50,000 pulses out of a pulse. And the reality is here, when you go to a non-surgical therapist, if they don't own a Celsonic, they are going to give you a money-back guarantee. Did you know that? They're going to give you a money-back guarantee that on your first treatment, they're going to do more than all the other treatments combined. And guess who offers the guarantee to all my practitioners? Me. I've got thousands around the world. We're going to shake this thing up. So what I want to do now is we're building clinics with Celsonic and cardio med beds in them. And people go, "Oh my God, Cardio med bed was 35,000, so that's not overly expensive. This is 125 US. And the average that it takes for one of our therapists to actually pay these off is 6 months to 12 months. It's completely paid. Completely paid. You have to understand, in life, think big, go big. And I'm not telling you to become a biosonic. I'm trying to tell you that the people, that if you're not doing this, oh my God, I'm so excited, but I'm a little bit scared. Well, of course. You need to just follow through now. You need to do it. There is nothing that you've been excited for that you haven't been scared about because you have never worked your subconscious. You can believe this or not believe this. I don't get scared. I don't have any fear. I have no fear. I know that that which created the universe does not love me. I know that it has something way beyond love. It doesn't sit around judging me. It doesn't need Prozac or a white straitjacket. It beyond loves me. It's beyond. It's high vibrational frequency. Stop dumbing your life down. Stop dumbing yourself down. Do you notice how you dumb yourself down around people so that you make others comfortable? Isn't that nice? Stop it. And understand something. Did I just pick on her? No. If you come to my course, you're going to find out what happens. I go in and we unravel that which is not your personality. And you leave with your personality, which is a Braveheart goddess. And you don't need your husband's approval to love yourself anymore. And then I teach you how to deal with it when you go home, whether it's your husband, your wife, your children. Because you got to go home and you got to go like this. I love you unconditionally. But you will allow me to love myself unconditionally, and you will not get in the way. It will feel foreign. You'll think I'm cheating on you, because that's your subconscious. Even though I'm with you all the time, you'll still think I'm cheating on you. Because if you're not happy, I'm still going to be happy. And that is going to upset you. But guess what? Little do you know, I have just given you a gift to let you off the hook. That you are not responsible for my love or happiness. And I'm not leaving you. But understand this. You better make sure that you find your wings, because I'm finding mine. And I'm going to learn how to fly, and that's called first love myself. First love yourself, that is. First love yourself. That's called flying. If you want someone else to love you, that's called a turkey. You're going to lose your head and get it up the butt. And seeing that Thanksgiving is around the corner, you might want to just know something else. Oh, and by the way, Daryl, you need to kill your ego. We don't have an ego. We have dysfunctional beliefs. And if you think that I'm going to kill my courage, you think I'm going to kill that I love myself, that I believe in myself, you can have another thing coming. There is no such thing as an ego. I'd like you to try and go kill your ego. What does that even mean? And you know, and these whole life coaches go around. If you kill your ego, you'll set yourself free. Oh, really? What does that even mean? Okay? I am the eagle. And guess what? You will learn that when there's chaos around you, you'll spread your wings and you'll fly above the chaos and let your family just lose their shit. And then when they're all exhausted, because no storm lasts forever, you will come and you will land and go, and how can I help? And you will not have cancer, you'll not have arthritis, you'll not have a migraine, you will not have depression, okay? and you'll be in the present moment, and you will own it. And that will piss your family off. So don't tell them what you're doing. If you want to say, look, I'm going to try to love myself, and if I can do that, then you'll never have to worry about me making you responsible for my happiness or joy ever again. And they're going to be like, really? God, I liked it when you were crippled. You think I'm kidding? Your family wants you crippled. You think I'm kidding? Because if they don't believe in this, okay, and you aren't crippled anymore, then they don't have any self-worth. Their self-worth came from your crippledness. Because guess what? As long as they stay crippled, and some of you will never change, or you'll start to change, but then you'll just say, I'm willing to give up my happiness just to have my husband or my wife stop being so pissed off at me. Well, then, that's why I'm saying it's great that there's still medication. Because you're going to need it. You're going to need a glass of wine or 2 of them every night. You're going to need to medicate yourself. It's either drugs or it's going to be alcohol. It's the only way you're going to be able to stay together. You cannot dishonor your spirit, your heart, and think you're not going to fall apart. Anyways, that's how easy this is to use. All right, so now I'm gonna move back here. Okay, so we'll move back here, and then we'll get back into the questions. Are we good? And then this afternoon, those of you, there's some people I promised here. There's about 3 of them I couldn't work on. I'll do them first. You'll have to put your hand up, and then we'll do that this afternoon. I would prefer you got Cellsonic, so find out how much you're going to charge per pulse. Well, think about it and get back to me. So,
50 cents.
what?
Probably 50 cents.
50 cents a pulse, okay? And just know that usually it's 75 cents a pulse, all right? And it's 75 cents to $1 a pulse. And you're going to go, that seems like kind of expensive. We just said we're going to bring the thunder down.
How's a pulse measured? Like,
Boom. Boom. Chicka boom. That was 3 pulses. Okay, let's move. Can you help grab these, somebody, so I can move them over gently, easily, because people are watching. Right in the middle. Try not to give people a headache. Okay, good. Thank you. What? I need the other stool. No, we're not there. We're here. We're going to answer questions, and we'll get to that. I want my juice. Okay. Can you hold that? Thank you, sweetie. Okay, all right.
Oh, that's why you've got so
Why?
chairs close.
Yes. Okay. Hair's good? Hair's good. Okay, all right. Go ahead. Hello? Is there anybody there? Go ahead. You got to kiss the mic, though.
After living my life pleasing everyone and keeping small, I just find it's hard to get out of that, because when you've got children around, adult children coming to
I don't
you.
know. Wait. I don't. No, go there. That
Yeah.
close, please. Now, do you see the difference?
Yeah.
If you can't keep it here, then don't come up here, because then I have to repeat everything.
Okay.
I mean it. It's like, you know what? That's part of her living small, keeping this here. Oh my God, I just want it different. I just want to stand out, but I just don't know why I just don't stand out.
Yeah, so I feel
No,
like-
listen, be proud. Stand in your power. Look at, if you don't let the world know what you want, oh, you're going to get it, baby.
God.
Yeah, you did get it.
Yeah, I don't want to change that. So for me to come up, usually I'm sitting right at the back.
Yeah,
So-
well, how's that working for you?
Well, you keep out of trouble. most of the time.
Oh, really? And guess what? You're in trouble all the time, because how does it feel to dishonor and disrespect yourself and respect other people that don't honor themselves? Did you get what I just said?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right. How does it feel? You know, I forgot I'm in Australia. You guys speak a different language. No, I'm kidding. It was a joke. It was a joke.
I'm nervous.
No, that was just a joke. I was just trying to make it laugh a little.
Yeah. Okay.
It didn't work. Okay. I take it back. I take it back. Okay. So, I said, how does it feel? Got that so far? I'm not trying to be smart. How does it feel to actually dishonor yourself almost your whole life to honor other people that are dishonoring themselves? How does it feel?
Bad.
Okay, you got that?
Yeah.
Guess
Just
what?
bad.
You are the poison for your family. You are the poison for your children, and she's not poisoning them. But how we are all poison for each other until we love ourselves first and foremost. So understand, I don't really care. You can go on all day about how you don't want to stand out, but then you want people to listen to you and give you what you want, but you don't want to tell them what you want.
Exactly.
Okay, you got to speak louder.
So-
Okay, listen to me. I want you to speak to the person way over in that corner and make it loud and proud.
I think of something, but then you speak.
Okay, I'll
Then
shut
I
up.
forget about it.
Okay,
Yeah, so I think I've got a lot in here, but just getting it out is difficult.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I mean, I wish I could just, I don't know. Whether you want to believe this or not, if you spent 9 days with us, it's over. I don't know what to do. I have to come up with something. I got to figure something out where I can get the whole world in lockdown for 9 days, because we could change the world. It can't be about the money anymore, and it still is. So I got to figure out a way that it's not about the money. Just to fly here, to get my staff here, it's like $4,000 a ticket. It's like craziness. They want to stop us from being together. That's all it's about. At one time it was like $1,500. Now it's $3,000 to $4,000. And then the hotels, like I stayed in a hotel that wasn't worth more than $180, and that was $350 a night. I mean, everything is about trying to stop us now. Okay? But listen to me.
Okay, that's why I came up here, because I've done a lot of therapy and gone to a lot of courses.
I've done a lot. No, you haven't done a course like mine.
I realise that, but that's why I came.
Have you been to have you been to a lecture like this before?
I came the other night.
No. God, I hope this is alcohol. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, did you hear a conversation like I give?
No.
That's right. So if you don't do different, let's say this. Say it out loud. If I don't do different, I'm not going to have different. If I don't become different, I don't become different. I'm too old to change. What everybody says is, I'm too busy and I don't have enough money. You should see how they throw money at us when they're on the edge of a cliff and they're ready to suicide out. Or they've got this disease where they got a life sentence of a few weeks or a few months. And understand something. Every life sentence is a lie. Because what they do is they look at the majority, and if you decide you want to be the minority and think different, live different, drink different, eat different, be different, then guess what? Then their actual expiry date they stuck on your butt doesn't count. And I've proven it for 20 years. Doesn't count. So you buy into their stuff if you want. Just remember that these guys that tell you this were never educated in health or the human spirit. So there might be a problem here somewhere.
So I thought I was quite healthy, but then when I came to the...
I made you sick.
No, when I came to the talk the other night, I realised I've actually got quite a few problems.
Oh, everybody has quite a few problems, but the reality is this, they're not problems, they're just symptoms. And the reality is this, how can you be sick when you live with a sick nation? You're not sick anymore. Guess what? When I was younger, if we said to, how's your health? Oh, I have diabetes. Now, how's your health? It's great. And the person has diabetes and heart disease. And they even had cancer, but they said they got rid of it because it got chopped out or radiated or chemoed out. And guess what? We all know that if you get chemo, that within 5 years, only 2.3 of the people are alive. Okay, because the chemo turns on you like a snake's tail. So the reality is I am your wake-up call. The wake-up call is this: as soon as you change your personality, you change your reality. Okay? All right? And that's why everything that we do, whether it's the cardio med bed, whether it's the cellsonic, whether it's the non-surgical, all my nutraceuticals, they're all different. You know, we have the only humic fulvic in the world that we don't process it with chemicals. Did you know that? I have a product called Critical Care Thundershrooms that has been studied for 4 years, and we'll have people that only have a few days to live. They have an expiry date. We'll put them on 20 to 24 of those a day. There's no expiry date. Not all the time, because you've got to also believe, and you also, guess what? Every one of you have said, I don't want to live anymore. Now, just think if you said that every day, guess what? You're going to get your wish. And then what happens is people come to us and they've taken themselves right to death's door, and all of a sudden they're scared to leave. Watch out what you ask for. And watch out for what you don't ask for, because you deserve it all. And there is no lack of anything on this planet. There's just lack of self-love for yourself. So what is it I can do for you, or nothing?
Well, I think I'm quite healthy, but...
You just told me you didn't think you were. Now you are. Well, that was good. She's cured. Okay, go to your seat.
But no, I see I'm not.
Okay.
Yes, but what I think we do is compare to all the people around
You
us.
can't compare because, can I give you some stats? Is that okay? Okay. All right. So 30% of all children now have a fatty liver. 20% of all infant children are pre-diabetic. Okay? 85% of all adults in Australia are pre-diabetic. Diabesity is going to take down 30% of the population will not be here within 7 to 10 years. Gone. They're gone. I don't know if you noticed it. Go take a look in the 1970s at a beach, and there wasn't one person there that was overweight. And now the whole beach is full of obesity. Okay? Yeah, it's just so... I won't go. I will not go swimming unless I go to a quiet beach where nobody is. And it's not because I'm offended. It's because I can't focus and watch people rotting out. And they're all just there rotting out and eating, and they can hardly move. And guess what? Isn't it nice? You know the advertising, big, bold, and beautiful. Isn't that nice? You've got diabetes, high blood pressure, you've got cancer, your love life has gone to shit. Okay? All right? Your clothes don't fit right. You sweat all the time. You've got hot flashes, but you're big, bold, and beautiful. And understand something, just so you know, 20 years ago, they changed it from 10 pounds was obesity. 10 pounds was obesity. It's 40 now. And it will be 60. And guess what? 85% of the population is overweight, and guess what? 40 to 60%, what country you go to, is obese. So guess what? The obese people now are the majority of the population on this planet, if you were to tell the truth. Which means that we are the minority, okay? It's over. It's over. And they don't have to do any more stuff with the V or all this other stuff. Yeah, they could go on holiday and just stop taunting us and trying to destroy us, and we destroy ourselves. You leave here tomorrow and you watch how you leave here tomorrow, today, and you watch how tomorrow you will, oh my God, I said I wasn't going to do that. You're programmed to do it. Let me tell you something. You can put your pants on in the dark. You can kiss your wife or your husband in the dark. Okay, you can find and go and to the bathroom in the dark if it's your house. You have done things over and over again. You do them without thought. I already told you that you're only in the present moment 2%. And understand something, everyone. I am present all the time. Do you not notice that? I don't care about your names. I pick up on your feeling and your vibration. That keeps me present.
That's what I was hoping you could do, read the energy or...
Sad.
Sad.
You're so sad. You are so sad that you're crying inside. You're sad because you want more. You're sad because you can't help your family. You're sad about the world. You're not angry. You're just sad. And sad is a very low vibration. And so it's a good thing, because if you were angry or had hate, you'd have really bad conditions going on right now. So sadness is still not good, because at least with hate, you might get angry and wake yourself up. So sad, she'll just go on for the rest of her life and be sad.
So sad is lower vibration than anger?
No, well, anger at least wakes you up.
Okay, I've been woken up. So I was angry for a long time.
Well, now you're exhausted, because
progress.
when you were angry, you did not respect or honor yourself and made the changes. You got angry, and you thought your anger was going to get your family to change for you, and they didn't change for you, and now you're exhausted, so now I'm sad and I have no energy. It didn't work.
I got angry, but I saw that it was only affecting me.
Did you hear what I just said? You're saying the same thing.
Am I? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, all the anger. You can have all the tantrums you want. And most of you adults, guess what? Here we go. A baby has a tantrum. A teenager has a mood. Okay? And an adult has an emotional condition that gets drugs.
I'm not on drugs.
I never
That's
say
good.
that. But the reality is guess what? You're still having tantrums. That's why I don't want to be... here I can kind of at least control the situation, tell some jokes, talk serious, break it up a little bit. But the reality is I don't want to be around the majority of the population too close, because they're going to hurt my vibration. They're going to pull me down. And I love you anyway.
Yeah, I realise I'm trying to help my children, but I have to...
No, for
do
God's
something
sakes, I'm
myself.
trying to help my children and I'm dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need another drink.
So I'm trying to...
You can't
not
help
them.
You can't help your children
I know-
until
I know
you have
all this-
unconditional love for yourself.
So I know all this in theory.
You know what you're mainly giving your children? You're teaching them sadness. You're teaching them that having a temper tantrum might work and it may not work. How's that going?
Usually works, their tantrums.
Oh yeah? And guess what? How long does it work for?
I mean, I go back to the old...
Well,
helping
it
them
doesn't
out.
work. You call that working. It works because I have a tantrum and I get to control the situation. What if you were actually in control of loving yourself and you taught them, then they would never, ever have their tantrums. They would. The only reason why children and adults act up is because they need to feel love. If I can't get it through doing good things, I'll do it through bad things. Listen, I can't find love, and I'm a guy, so if I was young, I would join the war and go and fight to be a hero, because I want people to respect and honor me, which they don't get, except when we go to take a flight. Oh, if you served with us, you get to go first. Well, thanks a lot. I think you could have, bullshit. They are not respected. They're treated like a piece of meat. Raw. You know what? First of all, can anybody tell me when was the last world crisis? There's never been one. There's never been one. There's no such thing as a world crisis. You only have a world crisis when you want to get the world to come down on its knees and you make it up. The only crisis going on is your head. When's the last time Australia was attacked? We all talk about the wars out there. So isn't it great? I'll probably lose TikTok in a minute here. And it's okay because I lose them all the time. I'm just, it's like a relationship. Okay, so the reality is this, just know this. You've always been fighting for these psychos to get the banking, to get the gold, to get the poppies, okay, all right? And also to decrease the population and to let everybody know that we're animals and we will kill each other and spill each other's blood.
Okay, so
and that same thing is going on in your house, okay? Because you're at war in your home, because you're at war in your head. You cannot be at war in your head and not be at war in your home. The terrorist is in your head, and the terrorist also lives in your bed. And it's called your partner. And you're both terrorizing each other.
I got rid of the partner.
Well, good. Did you murder him?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
So which course would you recommend?
If you're doing, well, you should always do the whole life coach. But if you were to do the non-surgical, well, if a person could afford it all, can I just tell you, and this is not to get you in it, but the whole life coach is you're gonna leave with the whole life coach, and you're not gonna let anybody disrespect you, and that would be yourself first. Because once you don't disrespect yourself, nobody else will. Just remember, you get disrespected, okay? Because guess what? It's 3:15 and I need someone to punch me in the face. I'm telling you, you don't believe me? Go home and calendar track. Go home and put your name on a calendar and find out, and then calendar track yourself for 3 months. 3 months. And you will find out to the day, holy crap. That's right, I do. I go on a binge for 6 days and drink my face off. And then I don't drink for like 6 weeks and I go right back to it. Oh my God. Every weekend I drink my face off. Oh my God. I have a temper tantrum 3 times a day and I take it out on my wife and I didn't notice that. Holy shit. Start calendar tracking yourself and write down, oh wow, I felt angry and there was no reason. Yes, there was. It was a program you're running in here. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. When I was younger and when I got married, I caught this because I'm no fool. And I'd be on the way home and I'd be feeling a little bit angry from the day. And it would be like, holy crap, I'm going to take that home and beat up on my wife. I'm going to beat up on my kids. I wouldn't allow myself to go in the house until I looked in the mirror and I went, I am going to love, honor, and respect myself. I'm going to hug everybody in the house because a man's job doesn't start until they get through the front door. And then all you men, you think your job is over when you hit the front door. And that's why we are at war, because men don't exist today. And I don't give a crap what a man thinks. There's very few that exist. The rest of you are no damn good. And that's the truth. God, I'd hate to be a woman and wanted to get together with someone. Shit. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a disgrace. It's sad, is right. You know what? You can't even get a father to turn off the Wi-Fi because it's his house. And the mother's going, please, we can't sleep. If anybody has a disease or an illness and you have Wi-Fi on in the house, it actually will kill the person. It will make it worse. Wi-Fi is a killer. Blue light is a killer. I forgot my glasses this morning, but I wear them all day long, my Teslas, because did you know they could have made these phones? They could have made the TVs. They could have made all the lighting with Tesla energy and scalar, and it would actually heal us. They could have made all the windows crystal panels, and we would have crystal energy coming in. No way, man. You need to understand this, okay? They are harvesting us. And now understand, all of this time is right now. This is the pinnacle time, right now. And they're going to come hard. They're going to come at a 4-prong approach. And they're coming for you in a few months. They're coming everywhere around the world. They're way too invested. And you know what I got to say to you psychos? You know, they're not getting anything from me. I will create a life, even through all this, that is going to be amazing. You know what? I've been threatened before, but I will not be threatened. And they know. They're not after me. They're after the obese. They're after the people that are underweight. They're after the diabetes. They're after the heart disease. Because they created it. Because you couldn't love yourself. How many people here know that heart disease You never get cancer because the heart is so high vibrational that you only get heart disease because my heart is empty, my heart is broken, my heart is in pieces, nobody loves me. And that's it. If you were to love, honor, and respect yourself, your heart would beat strong. You'd never have heart disease in your life. You have heart disease and you need stents and you have triple bypass surgeries because you don't love yourself. Let me tell you, we could go through here with all the people with heart disease and we would find out that there are people in here that eat a worse diet than some of the people with heart disease, and they don't have that problem because they love themselves enough to keep the vibration up. You're either going to get this today or you're not going to get this. And you make me sick to my stomach. That's what we say, right? You make me sick to my stomach. I'm sick to my stomach. My stomach's in knots. I can't stomach that. And that's why I'm going to teach you how to do therapeutic vomiting. And you're going to do it. You do therapeutic vomiting, and if you get the cork out of your butt, and we can do therapeutic vomiting to get the stomach healthy, and if we can drain the swamp and make it into a beautiful compost to make beautiful bacteria, which is your immune system, then the small intestine heals automatically when the stomach and the bowel, which is the last 7 feet, and the stomach get healed, the small intestine heals on its own. We're going to go through that with a chart today. We could be here longer today, but I'm going to give you the best of what I got. Well, no, that's not true. I have to save that for Lori. If she's listening, she's going to kick my ass. I'm going to give you second best. Lori, I didn't say that.
Okay, thank you.
Did I help at all?
Yes.
So what did you learn? What did you learn?
I learned that I was sad, which I didn't think I was.
Well, the reality is, if you could afford to spend $11,000, you'd take the whole course. Your whole life would change. What do you do for a living?
I'm not working at the moment.
Would you like to?
Yes.
Well, it's either yes or no.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Not full
No,
time.
I'm so sad.
If it was something I was passionate about, it, yes.
Well, what are you passionate about?
Well, when you're not right yourself, what do? You always try to fix everybody else.
Well, guess what? Then we already know you're in the fixer-upper business, so why don't you do it instead of poisoning people? And say, here, I've got a hammer, I'll tighten that screw. We'll give you a screwdriver.
Sounds good.
So let's just know this. I haven't got enough time, I haven't got enough money, but we wouldn't be able to take a lot of you, so we don't know. But the reality is, if I would come back fast. I will come back when we have another 30 people. You can go through Michelle and Andrea, and they're therapists, and they don't want any more therapists because they want to make all the money. No. Let me tell you something. We could have 10,000 therapists in Australia, and guess what? You wouldn't bang into each other. That's how bad it is. So understand that. Stop using poverty consciousness. Okay? Can't take poverty consciousness. Okay?
Yeah, that's another problem.
No, that's everybody's problem. There's nobody in here that doesn't have poverty consciousness. Right? Oh, there is one. It's true. I don't have it. And I will never have it again, because if I have that, then I can't give you what you need.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Okay, first of all, you're sweating.
Yes.
Listen to me. Stop being nervous. Say, I don't give a shit
I don't give a shit
what anybody thinks,
what anybody thinks.
because it's my turn to live.
It's my turn to live.
It's my turn to thrive.
It's my turn to thrive.
That's right.
Thank
Okay.
you. So, I'm a broken record. I was a broken record. I've
Keep
been...
it close to your mouth, 1 inch left.
Okay, so...
See the difference?
Yes, been on the same roller coaster for the last 40 years. And that is my relationship with food and how I let that control all of my emotions, how I feel, what I do. And you say you need to get a new personality. And I'm like, well, how do we actually do that when it's the emotional stuff that
Okay.
I feel takes control?
Sure. Can you see I feel naked? It's not my thing. Are both of them
Do you
there?
need them now?
Both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I actually do, because they actually change my whole environment, frequency. Okay?
Just when I come
Because
next
I felt like attacking him just now. Because I'm a manhandler. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, yeah. So, what were you saying?
So I've been through the whole bulimic and obesity and all the rest of it, but I still today, food is what controls my whole life, what I do.
Well, because you're a nice girl. So instead of blowing up all the time, you're going to blow yourself up,
Yes.
okay? And you're going to take the food to bury your emotions, okay? And yeah, it's not going to be good. So are you married?
No.
Okay, well, that's good. Because no, but it is. No, but it is really good because she's about to change, and then that would make her the terrorist. Because the chances are that her husband would never move an inch. And if he did, he'd say, "That's okay, honey, you go do whatever you want. I'm going to be out in the garage." Okay? So the reality is I don't care. Men can take it or leave it. This is the truth. So you just do whatever you want. And then as soon as she starts to really become a bright light, as soon as she starts to get her curves back, which is not me going, "Oh, sexy." It's about health. Mm-hmm. You know, when you look good, chances are you're healthy. But not all slim women are healthy. We know that. So don't take that either. The reality is this. I don't know what to do. I would really like to make it easier, more affordable, don't know how. The whole life coach, and if you didn't want to learn the non-surgical, but if you could do the whole life coach and the pelvic course, every woman would be unleashed for the rest of her life. Unleashed. And if we get too many women that want to do the pelvic course, then we'll just do a second one and I'll keep the girls here longer. If we were to get a whole bunch of people that wanted to do like a whole life coach, non-surgical and the whole course again, I would come back. I would come back fast. I'd be here. And nothing stops me. Okay? All right, I would be back. But right now, we only have made plans to come back in a year from now. But I can come back sooner. Listen to me. We could come back sooner because I only do whole life coach. My son, Dr. Sage Wolf, does the non-surgical course, and then we have these brilliant women that do the pelvic restoration course. Okay, and then what we're looking for is just to get enough people doing courses so that we teach you how to do a Braveheart circle, which is where everybody gets in a circle, and then you're running Braveheart circles every second month in your community, and we start bringing in everyone and showing them that, guess what, unconditional love is the way, okay? That's what we're out to do. Yes?
Would you do that in Melbourne?
Would I do what in Melbourne?
The whole course, if we all come to.
Yes, I would. I will do it in Melbourne. And then I'll do one in Sydney. And then I'll do one in Adelaide. I really don't care. You know, the reality is I've been on the road now for 7 months. You know? Just call me. I'll come running. You know? If you're ready. If you're ready to take your life back. You know? And honestly, it was stolen from you. There's nothing stupid about you. You are all creations of God. And you know, you have genius. You have purpose that has been shot down. Your passion was stolen from you. Because guess what? If you didn't suffer for people, you were selfish. What would you like to say?
I need the course, but yes.
And I'm not pushing anybody to do it. Listen, Go to my library. It's not going to... Okay, who watches my videos? Does it feel a little different being in front of me?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So some people go on there and go, he's too aggressive. You know, he's too aggressive. He's angry. Am I angry? No. I'm going to bring the thunder down, baby, because you need to reclaim the love for yourself. Right? Listen, I want you guys falling in love with yourself so much that you can't walk past a mirror unless you stopped and went, I love you. You're fantastic. And you need to do that. Remember when we used to go out? when we were teenagers and we'd look in the mirror and mom and dad would go, "You get away from that mirror. You don't be so damn selfish. You need to look like me." When my kids would go out, I told them, we put a mirror right at the door. You don't walk out unless you look in that mirror and you promise yourself that you are going to love, honor, and respect yourself tonight. And then you go out and have a great time. But don't you dishonor yourself, because that will scar you. Do not open your mouth and put something in you don't want. And do not pull your pants down, okay, because you are beautiful.
Can I just say, you know, sometimes when you're feeling good and you're on track and you think you've got it and you're doing everything properly.
Yeah, and then guess what? Your subconscious jumps in and says, "I've never seen this before," and your subconscious is a little chicken shit. Yes. And it says, "I haven't seen this," and guess what? You're scaring me. Your subconscious doesn't care if you're doing something that kills you or saves your life. You have to do it long enough and strong enough that it accepts it. They say, you know, this is what a psychologist says. Well, your subconscious was built that when you do something, that it won't accept it right away because it's trying to protect you. No, the subconscious was altered. The subconscious was altered unless you're going to do something with all your heart and all your passion and do it 10,000 times, it's not going to take it in. That's why you do it in the mirror. That's why you go, "I will love, honor, and respect yourself." That's why everyone here that got a love band, you should be going like this and just sitting here all day. This is what? Snapping you back to the present. Every time you do this, you're kissing yourself. And guess what? The way Australia went last time, I guarantee that you're not going to be able to kiss anything by the next lockdown. So you better do this, and don't tell them why you're doing it, because you'll go to jail. But look at it. So the reality is every time you do this, I'm kissing myself. It's as snug as a hug. And this is a reminder. There's a new sheriff in town called self-love. And that anytime I think, "Oh my God, I'm unworthy, I'm not beautiful," okay, or you go to eat something. And if you eat something and you go, "Oh my God, I shouldn't have eaten it," you don't call yourself down. You go, "All right, body, just digest this and let it go through, let it go easy," because you cannot do that. You cannot create blocks for yourself. And get on the daily cleansing tea and the black gold. If you just do those two things, remember something, okay? If you want to be a lean, keen energy machine, then you better be really cleaning out every day, okay? Understand something. I'm going to be going through it this afternoon, and your large intestine is a compost. Did you know that? And it creates good bacteria. Just think of the crap you put in it. Okay, now that goes down into the compost. Look at how many toxins and chemicals you're putting in there. And then you wonder why your good bacteria have gone bad. And when your good bacteria go bad, oh, just remember, this is a stat. How many people know that 95% of the population is supposed to have 85% good bacteria and 15% bad. 95% of the population has 85% bad bacteria and 15% good. Now, those bacteria that are bad are giving the wrong messages into the pelvic girdle that go into your spinal fluid, that then go to your brain and tell your brain stuff. And that's why you're in a bad mood. Do you get it? So understand, your bacteria are the smartest part of the human body. Did you know that? And did everybody know that all your thoughts are not in your subconscious, they're actually here in your field? Didn't know that either, did you? Yeah. All your answers are laying out here. Your subconscious is just a computer that runs programs. So what I've decided was, I'm not going to have any program that dishonors or disrespects me, no matter if you like it or not. So the reality is I can be tired. I can be not thinking properly, but I'm not disrespecting myself. All you have to do is get tired and you'll disrespect yourself. So what you want to do eventually, that's why you take a brainwashing course. I do a brainwashing course. Okay, and it's how you come, not for me to brainwash you, you come to learn how to brainwash yourself and not allow other people to brainwash you once you leave the course. That's all it's about. So that you can hold unconditional love for yourself and everyone else when they're telling you that you're selfish.
Yes, because it's not about willpower anymore.
Oh,
At
no.
this stage. It's
Willpower
just not
runs
power.
out.
Yes,
Willpower.
absolutely.
Okay, please don't take this wrong, because guess what? Praying helps. Meditation helps. It's all about thought. Well, you can have the whole church pray, and guess what? Jimmy can walk now. Guess what? 3 weeks later, Jimmy's not walking. We got to get the whole church to pray again. We got to teach Jimmy that he deserves to walk. We got to teach Jimmy that guess what? That which created the whole world, the whole universe, has only loved Jimmy. And that nobody hates Jimmy. And that Jimmy, it's okay to love yourself and be selfish enough from the moment you rise until you close your eyes to do that. That's the difference. And you understand something. How many people know this? Oh, you're going to love this. 96% of the people in a wheelchair can walk. 96% of the people in a wheelchair are not crippled. They've been crippled here. God, I don't know about here, but in Canada and in the United States, you don't want to go to the mall after one. You'll get run over by an electric chair. Yeah. And guess what? Most of these people can walk. But they're emotionally crippled because they were emotionally, physically, or sexually abused, or all of them. Okay? And that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah. Sarah, what about the 4%?
What?
What about the 4%?
What about what?
The 4%. You said 96% of people that are in wheelchairs.
Oh, that's from car accidents. And that's from sports injuries. But guess what? You don't have a sports injury or a car accident unless you created it. That's another level of thinking, girl. And understand, I don't get in car accidents, and I don't have sports injuries, and I only had my tonsils cut out when I was a little child. I've never had surgery since.
How do you control that from the go-to level?
How do what? Well, wait a minute. Well, to unconditionally love yourself means you're not going to put yourself at a light where somebody's going to run the light so that they can hit you, and it's not your fault while you're trying to kill yourself. And I just gave you a clue, and I can prove this. But I do that in the course. This is too much, because there'll be people in here going, I call BS. I was in a car accident, and I didn't do it. It wasn't my fault. And I'll go, why don't you go back and meditate on this and think about this, and you'll find out that your thoughts were not good thoughts for the last few days prior to the accident. You got to understand something. You are spirit beings. Go ahead and dumb yourself down and see how that works. Go ahead and let people dumb you down.
Okay, thank you. I'll definitely do your course. You got to come back. Can't do this one now.
No, I understand that. But you know what? You have to go to Andrea
Yep.
and Michelle. And the reality is, we have to work something out. There has to be where we take deposits.
Yep.
There will be people that don't want to take the course, but as soon as you take the deposit, you get up into the portal, and as soon as you do the deposit, you come on all my trainings. How many people know that I give advanced emotional, nutritional, and physical trainings to all our practitioners free for life? How many people know that my son does non-surgical courses every week free for all our practitioners? How many people know that we build your website for cost? We do your cards for cost. How many people know that we have one of the best social media people and web makers, and they come on and they train you every second week for free? Yeah. Let's bring down the thunder. So listen, when you can ask Andrea, but she knows that all this is true. Is it true? Yeah, and when we build your website for you at cost, you get our full library. You get the library. It's on your website as if it's yours. You get our whole store, and it looks like it's yours, so that everything you sell, you make money from.
Do you do this in other languages? Or just
We'll do it in every language, sweetheart. You know what? You couldn't dream something up that I wouldn't go for. You got to get that. I have no limit. The sky is not the limit, only my beliefs. Say that. Is not the limit. See, they teach us all this bullshit. The sky is not the limit, only my beliefs are the limit. And because my beliefs are unlimitless, I have no limit. I have an imagination, I'm going to unleash it. And what do I tell everybody in my trainings? Andrea will tell you, come to me with the most outrageous, craziest idea, and we'll go with it. Whenever you're ready to just turn it on, baby, just do it. Take that sandbox that you turned into a kitty litter and get rid of it. Okay? Okay, we'll do two more questions, and thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you so much.
If you want to come later and ask, you can. We'll do 2 more questions, and then we'll break for lunch for 40 minutes. Is that long enough? Okay? All right, because I don't want you to go home and fall asleep. Okay. Hi.
Hi everyone. I'm Adonia, Dictionaries. It's good to be here.
It's good to have you.
You're a great inspiration. You came into my life through Andrea, and I'm hoping to do the course too. Now, when I was young, I felt this earth was not right. And
oh, wait a minute. We all knew that when we were young. And I'm not trying to take your thunder. And then we all became black sheep. And then we all never fed in. And then we all, to fit in, we had to kiss ass. Okay? All right, so where are we now?
Yeah, so over the years, I myself have accumulated all these issues that, are very common, problems with health, sciatica.
Okay, sciatica, 1 second. I'll get rid of her sciatica in 10 minutes. Is that okay? Is that long enough? Okay, well, just understand something. You've been screwed over. 10 minutes, I'll get rid of her sciatica. Well, we'll do a test before and a test after. Okay, all right, next.
Supraspinatus, pains, overworking.
No. This is you pushing yourself and saying, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to prove to everybody I can work longer and stronger. And when I do, I'll get the love that I deserved all my life. Keep going.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah, well, then it should be getting better.
Yeah, it does. Feeling better.
How about this, guys?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, God, did I just see COVID jump? Okay, go.
Eczema, dermatitis.
Oh, that's antibiotics. Okay, so the antibiotics turned the yeast into fungus, drilled holes through her intestines, and then guess what? Now she's having poo particles, food particles, and fungus going into her bloodstream. So now eczema and psoriasis is, guess what? She's so full of fungus in her bloodstream, it's now rising up and coming through her skin because your skin is the mirror of your large intestine. How's mine? Do you understand? I got beautiful skin. Look. I'm 67 next week. Right? And don't wish me happy birthday because then I have to answer them all. Don't do it, please. No. And Lori said, don't tell them it's your birthday, and I went and screwed up. No, I'm not telling you. No. Don't wish me happy birthday. Listen to me. I want to tell you something. I don't let my kids celebrate Father's Day. Do you understand why? Because I'm not into any celebrations. I want them to live in the present moment. I don't want them to feel guilty that you got to call me. I want them to call me when they want to tell me that they love me or they love their life. Cut the crap. And then you're going to get me what? A tie? I don't wear a tie. What are you going to get me, underwear? God, Lori bought me a pair of underwear the other day and it didn't fit me. I had to give them to Sage, so don't do that either. So the reality is this. I don't celebrate Christmas because if you really knew the real truth about Jesus, you'd know that he wasn't born on that. I can't even get into this stuff. It's so mental. It's just... So anyways, and then Easter, we all know what that's about. It's about humping and thumping. And the reality is, all of it's about getting people to drink alcohol and give your kids sugar so you can rot their teeth out, so you can go to a dentist that knows nothing about health, so they can stick their silver fillings in, which are 47% mercury, so they can calcify the kid's pineal gland so that they can't think anymore. All right? And understand something. Adults should not be allowed to have children. End of story. What do you want to say?
Yeah, exactly all that, which is why I'm here. All these issues, see, gum disease.
Gum disease is bum disease. So she's rotting out in her bowels. That's because it's not something she ate yesterday. I'm going to go through a chart today, hopefully, with you, okay? It's not something she ate yesterday. It's something she ate a long time ago. All right, and I can tell you how to get rid of the gum disease too. So why don't we come back, let's say after lunch before we do the non-surgical, we'll take different symptoms that people have, and I'll tell you what I would do if I had them.
Yeah.
Okay,
sounds
next.
good. Yeah, and then there's the overall, the awaking traumatized.
What?
I awake traumatized, but it's things that have happened.
Oh, that's
in the
because
past.
she tells the same traumatizing story, and she talks about traumatizing things throughout the day, and she does. Oh no, I'm very positive. I just talk about all the things that are wrong, but I do it in a positive light. Please
you're right,
stop.
exactly.
You're killing me.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Oh, really? Okay, I guess that was a good guess. I'm thinking if this doesn't work, I'm going to be a psychic. Because I'm psycho, so I'm almost there. Okay, what else?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, milk that monkey. Okay.
Yeah, I feel better already. I'm going to wake feeling happy from now on.
Well, guess what? Guess what? Don't you just love this one? What's wrong with you? I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Oh, really? Oh, wow. You're going to turn that bed around. I'm going to tell, and we're going to do that. We're going to go through what a perfect day is, and I'm only going to skim through it because break down for God's sakes and get Andrea or Michelle to do a perfect day consult. My God, they charge one fee, and you can call them forever. And guess what? And Michelle, you can actually go live with her. I'm going to tell you something. I've consulted over 100,000 people at least, and they all have my phone number. We build such strong protocols. We give you everything, all the strategies. We're not worried about giving our phone number. The reality is this: you're so much smarter than you think. You've been given stupidity, and then they say, "Go fix yourself," right? Well, look at this. What's the doctor say? Don't worry about that. I'll keep an eye on it for you. He lives behind the toilet or under the bed. That's why you got up on the wrong side of the bed. He was under the bed. The reality is when they say they're going to keep an eye on it, they're going to wait until it grows big enough, and now they can do surgery.
Or give you pills.
Okay, but I'm not trying to down them. I'm just trying to say it makes no sense. And guess what? You've all been taught that, and I'm really thinking about changing everything the way I do things. So I think we're all going to start wearing white coats at the Dock of Detox around the world. Because as soon as you see a white coat, it's like, yeah, if you take this turd and add a little bit of chocolate and then put it in your mouth and roll it around for a while, you'll heal yourself, and you'll do it. You'll do it. The white coat, you are blinded by the white coat. Okay? Yeah. What? Stethoscope, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna order a whole bunch of those too. Except mine are gonna be the little ones that girls play with because yeah. Okay. All right, are we good?
Yeah.
Are you happy and you know it? Clap your hands. Are you happy and you know it? Clap your hands. And you know it, then want to show it. And you know it, clap your hands. Now listen to me. We just clapped all the evil spirits away. That's why we clap. And understand something. You will not have a disease unless you have an entity living in you. And understand, before you ever have a parasite or a disease, you have an invisible entity living in you. I'll just leave that with you and let you squirm with it. Okay? And we'll talk about it maybe later. Now, we're going to break for lunch after this beautiful lady. Thank you for showing up. Hi. Remember something, if everything is energy, whatever you feed gets bigger. It comes alive, it's invisible, and it can eat you up. There's a clue. You have to come closer. Look at this. She doesn't like getting close to people. Right off the bat, though, we know that. But see, then we're not on here. And they won't see your beautiful face.
My name's Katerina.
Hi, Katerina.
Kat.
Meow.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm I'm very grateful to be here.
Me too.
Very blessed.
Me too.
I have my son with autism.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
My gorgeous boy. It's hard.
It's going to be very hard. And the reality is this. How would you like to come after lunch? And the first thing we'll do is we'll spend 20 minutes and I'll tell you if I had an autistic son, what I would do for eat, think, and drink in the house. How's that? Because that's what you're here for.
Yes, I am.
And then everything that I say to him, everybody else needs anyways. Okay, but you can see that she does not eat right. She's stressed out. Her liver's backed up. See the black circles? And that's because her bowels, because she can't let go. Okay? So she can't let go because she holds herself guilty for her son's autism. And guess what? That's another lie. And if she doesn't let go and bring up her joy, then he will be miserable. Because guess what? An autistic child, and I'm not calling them this, so don't you even take it wrong. But just as your dog will take your emotion and your sickness, an autistic child will do that for his mommy and his daddy. So the stress will blow him up. If you can't find calm, and if you can't find a way to love yourself and forgive yourself unconditionally, he's going to live in a terrorist home. Because guess what? Autistic children, they are the canary in the coal mine for stress. You did nothing wrong. Look at me. You did nothing wrong. You've always done your best.
It's just that we get told.
I don't care. Just stop. Don't even do that. Don't come in here with medical jargon. Don't you even do that. You leave that at the door. Don't you dare go to somewhere that has no heart, no spirit, and then come in here and try to make me listen to it. If you want to go to the medical system route and go to medical people, then you expect what you're going to get. I'm not upset with her. I'm trying to make this really clear, that people with autistic children feel guilty. They will do anything. They will become the experiment because they've got to get rid of the guilt. And because there's no support system out there for them, except that you get to choose that, or that. What else would you like? Let me tell you something. You keep that stuff out there, and you come on in here, and guess what? You've got my phone number. What's your name? Katerina?
Kat, yeah. Katerina.
All you got to do is say, hey, it's Kat. And that's that. And you can call me as often as you want. And you can tell me what's going on, and then I'll tell you what I would do if he was my son. And you can see the changes we're going to make, but understand something. His bowels are tied up in knots. Every autistic child, okay, you've got to get their bowels moving. So you've got to hide the daily cleansing tea in their drinks, and you've got to hide it in their food, and then you've got to put black gold in their soup. And guess what? That would help him so much because his good bacteria have gone bad. And I don't want to get into the whole V thing and all that other stuff. We're leaving that alone. We're starting fresh here. And then guess what? I'll tell you the nutrients I would put him on. And then if you can't get ours, then get somebody who's got some good stuff. I don't care if you buy my stuff. I don't care if you come to my clinic. I don't care if you take my courses. Okay? I'm going to give you as much information as I can, but just remember something. Your poverty consciousness is the killer. And everybody has it in here. Okay? Because guess what? I got to find a job. No, you don't. You need to find your passion and purpose and then gift the world with it. You'll always have enough money. That's it. That's what you do. Yeah, I know, but my husband, he won't let me spend any money. Won't let me do that. Kick his ass out. Kick his ass out. You'll be better without him. Let me tell you something right now. Love is the answer. And you make sure that people love you. But you make sure that you unconditionally love you first and foremost. And understand something. You will let your son disrespect you because you have so much guilt. As soon as you get rid of the guilt, you won't let him disrespect you. You will hold the line better, and that will help him grow up. Do you understand? Do you hear me? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. I talk to 3 to 5 teenagers a week who want to commit suicide. And none of them are suiciding under my watch. Why? Because I get them within 1 to 2 hours to understand that they are beautiful, their parents are screwed up, and guess what? You love your parents. But understand, you need to ignore things and learn how to love yourself and be who you want to be. And I've got your back. And then they call me a lot. So understand this right now. And guess what? I'm not going to tell you 9 out of 10. I'm going to tell you 19 out of 20 parents that call me up and say, you got to talk to my kid. They're on drugs. They're doing this. They want to kill themselves. And guess what? It takes 20 minutes to a half an hour. First, the parents are going to be there for the first hour. It takes 20 minutes to a half an hour. And guess what? I show the parents lovingly that 19 out of 20 times, they need the counseling, not the child. If you could learn how to love yourself, care for yourself, and only do things that are high vibrational, so much would change in your life. Do you actually think that the stuff that you feed him is helping his brain?
No.
His brain's on fire. His bowel is so messed up. Why don't you go and take a look at his bowel movements? Listen, your bowel movements are a computer printout. A computer printout. You know your emotional and physical well-being from the day before, from the bowel movement this morning, if you had one. And also, everybody's constipated because they can't let go of their shit. And then you get diarrhea because your body has to blow it out because you're going to get cancer. So they always got diarrhea. Well, I don't have constipation. I got diarrhea. And I go, that's because you're so chronically constipated, you have to blow off like a whale. How are we doing?
Good.
Feel better?
Much better.
That's right, because none of this was her fault. Yeah! None of it was your fault. You are just a beautiful woman that is doing your very best. And you've got really crappy tools. So go for lunch, come back, we'll give you some tools, and we'll get rid of these fools.
Thank you.
Okay. Can I what? Can I what? What about her?
See me for 20 minutes to speak to you.
After lunch, everybody have the best lunch of your life, okay? And that would be getting sunshine and breathing, okay? All right?
Yeah.
What? 2:30. Okay? We might get out of here. We're not going to get out of here till 6 or 6:30. So, just tell your family you're being held captive.
All right, so after lunch at some stage, I'll get you
Okay,
guys.
We'll be back at 2:30 Melbourne time. Thank you, everybody, and God bless.
And